Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Greg's Games, where today we're going over the metabolism. But to give you a little breakdown of what this channel is about, if this is your first time tuning in, is I am teaching you how to become more physically, mentally, and spiritually developed through health and fitness. Now, today, metabolism. What is a metabolism? Can we poke it at our sides? Can we see it? Do we know is it an organ? Is it a muscle? What is it? We don't know. Well, maybe you don't know. I do know, and that's what I'm teaching you today. So we'll jump right into it. So what is a metabolism? A metabolism is a chemical process that is responsible for maintaining your basic bodily functions. Now, this process needs energy. Energy is where we get or calories are where we get our energy, and we get our calories from food. So basically our metabolic rate runs on the food that we consume. We'll get more into depth with that. Our BMR, our basal metabolic rate. Now, maybe you don't know what that is. Sometimes it's mixed in with resting metabolic rate. And basically what this is if you were to lay in bed all day and do nothing, you would get your BMR. Now, this is the chemical process of your metabolism that burns calories throughout the day with you doing nothing. This is what functions, your heart beating, your breathing, your cell growth, your digesting food, maintaining muscle, growing hair, growing nails, walking around, all sorts of stuff. So basically, it is how we use our energy inside of our bodies. Now, as you know, as I just explained, this is our resting metabolic rate, that if we were to do nothing, this is how many calories we would burn. And that's about 70 to 80% of our calories. On this little chart, you can see from here to here, about 80% is at rest. That's just, these functions of cell growth, heart beating, breathing, stuff like that. The other, 5 to 10% is digesting food. For every 100 calories you consume, it takes 10 calories to actually break down that food and use it in our bodies. And then the other, 10 to 5% is living, pacing around at work, or, jogging in the morning, living and exercise. People think that they're burning a bajillion calories at the gym, and it's like you're burning maybe, 5% of the calories that you're consuming at the gym. So don't get misinformed. You do not burn tons and tons of calories that you're consuming a day at the gym. It's more throughout how many calories you're consuming, and then what your metabolic type is, which brings us into the next one. So we have two types. We obviously have a slow metabolism, and then we have a fast metabolism. So a slow metabolism is a body that cannot burn more calories than are consumed. So a body type that is associated with that is someone that doesn't exercise, doesn't have a lot of muscle, and then often is very lazy. Okay, it's not okay. Don't be that guy or woman. And we have the fast metabolic rate, which is a body that burns more calories than are consumed. Most of these people exercise consistently and have a lot of lean muscle mass. Muscle mass actually takes more calories to maintain muscle. So if you have a lot of lean muscle mass, you're probably like me, and your metabolism is through the roof, and you could eat 30,000 cheeseburgers a day and never get fat. Well, until your metabolism starts slowing down, then you got to eat, celery juice for the rest of your life. Just kidding. So we know the types. How do we fix these types, or how do we differentiate what we're supposed to do to whether you want to do weight loss, or gain weight? Now, when we're doing that, First, you want to make sure you know what type you are. If you're lazy and you don't exercise and you eat a lot of food, your metabolism's probably slow. If you exercise a lot, you eat a lot of food, but you aren't overweight, or you are mostly muscle, then whichever one will differentiate how you fix it. So if you have a slow metabolism, you're going to make sure that you're burning more calories than you consume. So if you're burning 3,000 calories a day, but you're consuming 5,000, 2,000 of those calories are going to turn into fat. So you want to make sure that you're consuming less calories than you're burning, so that you're in a calorie deficit. Maybe one day I'll do a video over that and teach you guys a little bit more into depth with that. Now, when you're burning more calories than you're consuming, that doesn't mean eat less foods. We actually want to eat more often if we have a slow metabolism, to speed up that metabolic rate of digesting food and making your body work a little bit harder. So maybe if you're eating only 3 times a day, try to eat 6 times a day with the same amount of calories and still being in a deficit. And then also on the exercise, you're going to want to build more muscle. Muscle takes more energy to maintain, thus increasing your metabolic rate. So you can do that by strength training 2 to 3 times a week, and then also increasing your cardiovascular training, like HIIT cardio. And so that if you have a slow BMR, then that's how you want to take the first steps into building up your metabolism and increasing the amount of TDEE, total daily energy expenditure. So if you have a fast metabolism, you're like me and you want to gain some weight, you want to gain some muscle, you want to make sure that you're eating bigger meals. You want to eat, if you're eating 4 to 5 meals a day and you're like, oh, I'm going to gain weight, it's like, you're speeding up your metabolism. So cut back the amount of meals, but increase the amount of calories per meal. So if you're eating 5,000 or 500 calories a meal, increase that to 1,000 calories a meal. Now those numbers aren't totally correct, so don't base your meals off that. Everyone's different. We can eat more calories too. So you want to eat less often, but eat more calories. And those are in healthy foods. Do not just go eat 4 cheeseburgers for a meal. McDonald's sucks, and will give you cancer and you will die. So we want to eat, things like avocados and more oils and more seeds. If you don't know what types of foods to eat, eggs, cheese, whole grain bagels and bread and pastas. If you don't know what type of foods to eat, go check out my other videos, the good, the bad, the ugly foods, and you can see which foods you should be consuming to keep on the healthy side of increasing your calories. And then we also want to decrease the amount of TDEE, total daily energy expenditure. So if you're expending 5,000 calories and you're only eating 4,000 calories, then your body's in a deficit. And if you're in a deficit and you're wanting to gain weight, you're on the wrong side. You want to be in a surplus. So you want to be in a calorie surplus, meaning if you're burning 5,000 calories, you want to be eating 7,000 calories. Not really 2,000 calories. Don't focus on the numbers, focus on the actual meaning of it. So what do we know about metabolism? If you have a slow metabolism, make sure that you are eating more frequently, you're exercising more often, and then you're, that's it. So super simple, super easy to reverse your metabolic rate and increase it. If you're having a fast metabolism, you just want to eat more calories and expend less energy. So if you're cardiovascular training, you love running, but you're trying to gain weight, maybe cut it back and do more strength training and hypertrophy training. And I hope this kind of broke down and allowed you guys to grasp what type of metabolism you have, and then kind of a couple of steps on how to reverse it if you're trying to lose weight or reverse it if you're trying to gain weight, depending on which type you are. If you found this video informational, go ahead and share it. Click a subscribe button, like it, share it with your dog, mom, friend, whoever. I would really appreciate it. I love teaching you guys. I love learning more about it. You know, a lot of these things I have a good understanding, but going more into depth on how I can help others do it increases my amount of knowledge and understanding on the topic, and I really enjoy that. So thank you guys for support and tuning in, and I hope to see you guys next time on another episode of Greg's Gains. Peace, love, and positivity, y'all.